Okay, now our next guest has dipped his hand into many jars and has spent years building his careers in music, fashion, and business. Now, as the world begins to make a huge digital shift, our next guest has made the switch as well, adding a whole other series of jars to dip his hands into in the digital world. Here to tell us more is global serial entrepreneur Stackpack. Stackpack, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
I appreciate you. How's everything doing? I'm
Yeah,
glad to be
great.
up at.
Of course. Now, for starters, what do you do and what are all of these jars that you supposedly dipped your hands into?
So I do a lot of stuff. I music produce. I'm an artist. I do a lot of fashion stuff on the runway. I'm always out in Hollywood. I walk the runway for preview models, and we have a great time. A lot of people come out, and we show them how to model, and we get the job done. So I'm just excited. I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I understand you've got your hands into the NFTs and the metaverse and that whole side of things, which is very new. So, how did you start, your career in those aspects?
So the NFT and the metaverse space is kind of tricky. You really have to pay attention. Like I was saying last time, I joined a lot of communities. You really have to be a part of a lot of communities and really understand and pay attention to the blockchain. If you're not in these communities, getting to know the people, going to Discord, going to Twitter, where the community's big, then you're gonna get lost. So I started from Clubhouse, Twitter, and communities that's on Discord, and that's how I found my way and just being a natural at it and asking questions.
Of course, and having, been involved in so many different industries, what do you want to be remembered for specifically?
I want to be remembered for, leaving a legacy. Like I built a lot out here. I even have virtual land that I'm passing down to my nieces and nephews now. Like now that like the space is advancing, so I want to be just left for, known for just leaving a whole bunch of legacies and building empires and leaving virtual land since we're moving into the metaverse. And that's what I already acquired. I have a virtual mansion. I have a couple virtual plots all over the city. And it's actually people that taking this really serious, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, definitely. So, I understand you do press coverage for brands and companies. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
So the press coverage is pretty interesting because we do it for a lot of people, and it helps people's brands. Being an authority in your lane, you need Google presence, you need press. So my company, we help our clients from all over the world, wherever you are. We help you out, whether it's press release coverage, social media campaigns. I help out millions of people in the world, and it's pretty cool to see them tell their stories through these press release coverages and them to build their Google presence and to have those bragging rights in their lane or whatever they're doing, whether they're a singer, an entrepreneur, leadership coach. It doesn't matter. We get their story out there, and it's pretty cool to do that.
Definitely. Now, are there any other projects or businesses that you're currently working on that you'd like to share?
So right now, I got something called Going to Hollywood, and I got Digital Domination Group. Going to Hollywood is kind of like it's a consultation. Anyone that's going to Hollywood that wants to prepare themselves, mold themselves, and get ready. That's what we do. We help with consultations, billboards, NFTs, metaverse, and I also own a record label. It's called Digital Domination Group. So, and that's powered by Adventures Music. So, I do a lot, and I just can't wait to unfold as the year goes.
Yeah, and how do you juggle all of these different things that are going on? Do you have any other tips for perhaps people that are wanting to do the same sort of things?
So basically, you really gotta preserve your energy. Whatever you feel like is the most priority at the time, I would say go in at the time. Like I'm teamed up with a bunch of brands, and I love taking the time, like 1 month or 2 months, to dedicate to these brands. Like I'm branded up with Sovereign Brands. That's Bel Air. We do a lot with them too. So um, I just love taking that time and dedicating like an all month or 2 months to one brand that I'm teamed up with and just promote. So I just take time and preserve my energy, and I get it done.
Definitely. Now, to wrap up, what's the next big thing that people should keep their eyes on for you?
Me on movies, should be in films. Um, Coming up this year, I'll be back in Hollywood with a couple of my close friends that I met. and I took off, and I made connections with them from off applications and apps. I take them to the real world, and we make big stuff happen. So you guys should see me on short films. You guys should see me in my own movies. I'm just gonna keep going hard. So I appreciate you for interviewing me.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time, Stack, and we hope to see you again on the show soon.
All right, have a good day.